Hello, Jason. My name is Sean Everett. I'm the website analysis expert over at Zucore Marketing. Thank you so much for talking with Eric. He sent your website over to me for analysis. Excuse me. And I don't know. It's going to be hard for me because I don't know what your website is yet. You have several different offices. I see. There's kind of a way to contact, but everything that I click on doesn't provide me with anything other than this is somewhat embarrassing, isn't it? Meaning that your website is broken for now, or perhaps it's being updated. I do not know, but it doesn't really matter for the purposes of what I am going to show you today, because what I'm going to show you today has to do with the last several months and your website and the metrics that I found on it. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is that I have a paid tool that I use. It's called Ahrefs, and it shows me the metrics of your site. In other words, how your site has been performing. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is that I have done a Google search for Lubbock, Texas roofer, and I'm just going to refresh that again here. Boom, Lubbock, Texas roofer. And what we have is at the very top, these are sort of new sponsored listings that don't even list a website. For some reason, these folks got into Google without having a website. I don't know how they did it, but well, they did it by paying. And I imagine that they paid a pretty good amount of money because they're right at the top. Now, right underneath them is where we start coming into the area that is determined by the Google algorithm. And I need to explain this to you, and I'll do it as quickly as I can and hopefully not bore you to tears. The Google algorithm was developed by Google in order to give its search customers a more relevant results according to them. And relevant results means for them that they have a website that operates in the way that Google wants it to. And for you and me, I would want relevancy to relate to their work ethic and their materials that they use. But, you know, that's the world we live in. So Google is the gorilla in the search world. And when the gorilla wants to dance, well, you dance. So here are three folks in this area that we call the map pack because they're attached to this map. And Google, the Google algorithm has determined the order of these. Now, the way that they got there was by going to Google and filling out a Google business profile, which is really fairly simple thing to do. It would be best if it was done by somebody with some experience and some expertise, because the goal would be to get here in the top. Now, I'm going to show you something really fast that you probably already see. I just scrolled down as fast as I could, and it stopped there automatically, sort of a bump stop. And that's right at the related searches. Anything below that, most people are not going to look at. They figure that they have enough from there on up for what they need. And you're not there, is the bottom line. But I am going to show you something. These folks are there. They're called Andrus Brothers Roofing. They're also in Lubbock, and they say they are the preferred Lubbock roofer because they can. And the Google algorithm doesn't check that, and there's no way to tell whether or not that's true, or if you put it on the internet, it's true according to Google. So I'm going to, for the sake of this analysis, I'm going to call them your Google competitor. Now, here is their website. It seems to be working, so that's one plus over yours. But other than that, it's a pretty usual site. Now, I'm going to, well, Jesus, this is not going to be easy. I normally, what I do is I show you by cutting and pasting your site into a word counter, which I'll do anyway, that there are a number of words that you have on your site. You have currently 142, but it's not operating, so that's kind of not fair. Now, I'm going to do the same here with Andrus Brothers, and I'm going to copy and paste that into this other word counter. And they have 758 words. So in this little foot race that Google has created, they win because the Google algorithm is looking for the most in most cases. And Google really wants you to have not 758 words, but 1,500 words on your homepage. That's how many words you're supposed to have on your homepage in order for Google to consider you an actual contender in your line of business. Now, the Google algorithm does not know what line of business you're in. It just knows that when somebody Googles this, Lubbock, Texas roofer, that all of these websites show up. So they figure that those are all related. And so the other thing they do is they take out all of the words and they strip them out of the websites that they're in, and then they count them all. And the one that appears the most is the number one keyword, and the second number two, and so on. So that's why I'm going to tell you that these words, even though they need to be 1,500, it's best if they are a particular kind of word. Now I'm going to go back to that paid tool that I have. Here are you, Roofs Inc. Texas. And currently you have 0 keywords, which I kind of expected because your site isn't operating all that well. And here's what Andrus Brothers have. They have 262. Now that is an easy number to beat. You can beat that quite handily. And I'm going to show you some of their keywords. Now keywords, like I said, are just words that are part of your industry. They're words that people Google when trying to figure out what roofer to get, and they're words that are also small phrases. So, for instance, somebody in Google would Google roofing companies Lubbock. There's probably roofing company because that's singular and plural. The algorithm doesn't know the difference. Roof repair Lubbock. Metal roofing. Designer roof shingles. Metal Mart Lubbock. I don't know what that means, but you can see there's a variety of things that people have Googled that actually Andrus Brothers comes up because of what they Google. Now, I'm just going to, for instance, if I were fixing your website and I decided to hide somewhere in there the phrase, gorillas love bananas, somebody who is Googling this site from Alaska in 3 months' time would say, why is this roofing company in Lubbock, Texas, coming up when I search for gorillas and bananas? Well, the reason is because it's in your website. Now, the reverse is also true. Let that sink in for a second. If it's not on your website, it won't come up. So whatever you don't have here, somebody will not find it. And you want to be found by as many different, Google search options as you can be, right? Here we go. The next thing, we're going to talk about backlinks. Backlinks is where you have a link on somebody else's site back to your, so for instance, like Yahoo, you're listed on Yahoo and there is a link back to your site. Now, you had 208 at some point. You had a lot of folks who were looking you up, and they have 888. And so you want to beat that number. Again, you want to get your backlinks up, but just like the words, not all backlinks are equal. I'm going to show you what they have. They are in expertise.com, yellowpages.com. They lost porch.com. That's a good one for you if you can get on it. They also lost Today's Homeowner, Super Pages, Owens Corning because they probably use their products, and so on. Now you want any sites that are sort of rated at 70 or above, and they don't have that many. This is the entirety of their 70s to 90s. These numbers are a rating system from 0 to 100 that is part of the domain rating. And that means that they are sites that other people go to frequently and are referenced frequently because people want to go there to find information out. So for instance, Wikipedia, for instance, they would have like a 98 or 96. I can't remember what their rating is, but it's up there out of 100. You even have one on yours. Your domain rating is 4.4, which isn't bad for a company of your size. So you want to get your backlinks up. You want to have more than your competitor, but you want them to be the right backlinks, not just any old backlink. You want one that is actually, has to do with your industry or has to do with referencing. Or I don't see Angie's List here, for instance. That's a good one to be on, but Angie's List is paid. So you might not want to be on that one, but I have no interest whether you are or not on Angie's List. But there's plenty of others that all you have to do is go there and fill out a profile, and they'll put you on. So those would be good ones to be on. Now, This is where the rubber meets the road. Your backlinks and your keywords come together to help your placement, essentially. So whatever your backlinks and your keywords are, that will inform the Google algorithm of where to put you. And right now, Andrus Brothers is there. I'm going to show you what they have. They have 888 backlinks, 262 keywords, and they had 285 clicks last month. That's up 35 from the month before. Now, that is 285 times better than you have. I don't have to, I mean, I'm not belaboring the point, but, and this is over the last 2 months. So for the last 2 months, I did not see any activity from your site. Now, it might be that your site was recently upgraded or something, and that might be why there's a lag. I do not know the answer to that. But I do know that they had, Andrus Brothers had 285 times more opportunity to have somebody call them for an estimate or to become a potential customer or to, put money in their pocket. I mean, literally, you're leaving money on the table if your listing is lower than down here to the related searches. And I didn't go far enough down, so I don't know where you actually are, but there are a lot of folks here that you could easily beat. They do not have all of the information that I just gave you. So you could zoom to the top, and that would make a huge difference financially. I mean, right now, what they're thinking is that this company that I have pay their services, they're thinking that this 285 clicks were worth about $2,200. Now, that is different in different markets, so that number does move around. So it's not like they're just making it up. They actually take a lot of factors into account, and that's probably pretty accurate. So anyway, if what I'm saying today makes sense to you, if you know how much you use Google to find things, then you know how much other people are using Google to find you. And if you're not somewhere in the top of the results, they're not going to find you. That's the bottom line. So I hope that this was information that will be helpful to you. You could certainly do it yourself, but it's very time consuming, and that's where I think Eric will be able to come in and give you a hand. If you give him a call, he would be happy to walk you through the next steps. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a great rest of your day.